Probably the most epic find on Facebook Marketplace in the history of the world. Nah, I'm just kidding, but still an epic find here in New Zealand. I can't believe I found this gem, a fully built ecosystem terrarium. Now, this has been a journey. There was geckos, there was frogs. Stay tuned because this is going to be epic. This all started with the hoo-hoo beetle. Yes, the hoo-hoo beetle. These are native to New Zealand, and these guys are big. They've got large mandibles, and they actually bite. I was the victim of such bites. They're a beautiful beetle. And this all came from the idea of a native terrarium in this epic purchase on Facebook Marketplace. So of course I got ponga logs, and I tried to make it as native as possible. But there was already so much exotic plants planted in it, and I thought, is it appropriate? And this is where the experimental and fun phases of keeping animals comes in. After adding some cleanup crew, springtails, another batch of cleanup crew, I started thinking, what could I put in here? What makes sense? And of course the hoo-hoo beetle did not stay in there, guys. I just want to showcase you this awesome beetle. And we actually eat the hoo-hoo grubs here in New Zealand. But an epic beetle nonetheless. One of our longhorn beetle species, and super precious to New Zealand. This is where one of my forest geckos came into play. Gunner. Gunner is a forest gecko, and he's also native to New Zealand. Nocturnal, but comes out during the day. Now I thought, this is a tall Exoterra, 60 centimeters by 45 centimeters by 45 centimeters. Man, you can't even get these in New Zealand. Not anymore anyway. I thought he's probably the most appropriate choice. He's a gorgeous animal. Very special to New Zealand, and look at those colorations. I thought he was perfect. Let's get him in there and see how he goes. So after a few weeks, I started to ponder, a lot of toing and froing. I was thinking, is this the right environment for Gunner? Is this the right enclosure for Gunner? Is this the right animal to have in this epic tropical ecosystem? So, naturally, I slept on it. So, after sleeping on it, I thought, is this the right environment for Gunner? No. And I thought, I've got frogs. I've got tree frogs that would much better suit this cool, epic find. And I've got some in this jar setup that I did almost a year ago. And I thought, okay, I've got the option. I've got something awesome that I can build. So Gunner, you're going to a new home. You're going to be outside where you deserve and you should be in this beautiful country we call New Zealand. So let's turn this into a frog paradise. I mean, it basically is a frog paradise, isn't it? This is an Exoterra. Perfect ventilation, and these are probably the best terrariums, in my opinion, that you can get for reptiles, especially in New Zealand anyway, with our very limited stock. So I added a little pool, and I added some duckweed. This was in the middle, you couldn't really see it from the outside, so hence it was hidden. Now everything was growing and flourishing, so it had a vine system, it had built-in. Now guys, I'm going to be fully upfront here, I did not build this. Like I said, I bought it and found it of someone who was moving overseas, and he already had this amazing system in place. A lot of hard work was spent. He did the job perfectly. He had the hardscapes, he had the substrate layers, he had everything needed to make that thrive. So, let's get into it. So I added 3 subadult whistling tree frogs. Now whistling tree frogs are originally from Southeast Australia, but they've been naturalised in New Zealand, meaning that not only are they in the pet trade, they're also wild all over New Zealand. These guys actually flourish in New Zealand, especially in the South Island. They like cold climates. They're kind of like a micro tree frog. They don't get very large, but they're super cool. Awesome characters, they jump around. They're nice brown colorations to a cream and beige. Really cool species to look after. So I don't know if you know this by now, but I try and create art. I try and give you guys a different perspective of these amazing animals. This isn't about pet care or the best husbandry. That's not what I'm about. I'm learning just like you are. I'm Max. I love ectotherms and I have since I was a kid. And I think this is an amazing environment for these guys. They've got a UVB light, they've got a spotlight, they've got an LED light. They've got everything they need that should provide them an amazing opportunity to thrive. So I'm hoping that you enjoy my style. I do this because I love this, and this is scale for size. So plenty of space for anyone who thinks this is too small. I watch them at night, I watch them during the day, and I think that these are amazing animals. So stay tuned for the next one. Now I don't know what's in store for me next, but I know it's going to be a big year. Now I didn't build this terrarium, but I'm going to build the next one from scratch, and I'm super excited about it, and I hope you will be too. I hope you enjoy what I'm doing. I know I do. See you in the next one.